Meowdy everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Saphwyn, the silly Nika VTuber. For those of you who do not know who I am, I react to things that I find cool on this channel, like anime, animals, and everything in between. And today we'll be reacting to Casual Geographic. Original video is linked below. Go support the original creator because he makes wonderful videos that I absolutely love. And I think on that note, we are going to dive in. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button for more of me. Anyways, let's go watch some Casual Geographic, shall we? So freaking I'm so excited. I just love animal videos, man. I love animals. I love animal videos. I love any animal content. I am always so here for this, and we will be watching the best aura moments in nature. Let's dig in. Also, try to say hello to YouTube. Oh my gosh. The lion kind of sounds like a car starting up. The purring or the gargling, I don't know what it's called on the lion, but it kind of sounds like a car.
Aura. You've heard the word, even if it was after the brain rot brigade ruined it for everyone. The definition of aura is not important. It's the feeling.
Why does he look so jacked? Hold on. I know mooses are massive. I just said mooses. I know moose are massive. I just pluralized moose. It's so cooked for me. But this one looks jacked.
It's commanding an entire room without speaking. It's when your name is spoken, it demands respect. Man, look, we don't even need this intro. You know what aura is. Captain America wielding the hammer of Thor, aura. Steph Curry having an entire building watching him shoot, except for Steph Curry, aura.
Nugness
Experts
just
advising
subscribed.
choice against even saying this bear's name for their safety, aura.
Aura.
And
Aura! Thank you for the resub, Nugness, are you?
when you talk about aura, this bear might just be the mascot. This is bear number 122, but he's mainly known as the boss. He's a 700-pound walking bull bear and the most dominant grizzly in Banff National Park in Alberta.
Oh, that makes sense.
He's your biggest predator's biggest predator,
Okay.
as the boss has been recorded catching, murking, and eating other bears. In fact, one of
Eating? He's eating other bears? What?
the first times he ever was seen was while feeding on a recently expired black bear, or at least what was left of him, and officials had to close down the Sundance Canyon Trail until he was done. He's like the carnivore conductor. Everyone has to follow his timing. He's always the last bear to hibernate, but the first one up. He has a home range of about 1,000 square miles, and like Genghis Grizzly, Boss is believed to have fathered 70% of all the bears in Banff. Brother Bear was going to work, but unfortunately, with every job, eventually you retire, and one day Boss tragically hit a train and was put down.
Oh, no! No! Oh my god. R.I.P. Boss. What the heck?
The train, that is. Yeah, this walking plot armor survived being struck by a train.
What? Nah. Excuse me? How's this bear walking off from a train? What?
Twice. Mind you, trains are the #1 killer of all wildlife in Banff, and Boss regularly uses the tracks as a buffet line to feed on spilled grain, as well as the carcasses of other animals that weren't strong enough to survive what he walked off twice. The definition of aura is a bear covered in oil from hours spent eating off the same tracks that should have killed him. But this god of war grizzly doesn't just not fear death, he's straight up disrespectful.
That's crazy.
According to Parks Canada mapping, Boss regularly crosses high-speed, heavy traffic highways like Trans-Canada, and yeah, in case you were curious, that's another leading cause of bears getting disqualified from life. And that's not the only way he disregards death. Believe it or not, if there was something less than nothing, bears would want that to do with us.
This bear is an absolute tank, and I mean it, man. I mean it. Was the train okay? Probably not. The train probably has a dent in it from where he got hit.
The best way to avoid a bear is to make enough noise to give the bear a chance to avoid you, and mother bears will actually den closer to people, knowing that'll keep baby aborting males away. Which means, ironically, some bears choose the man. Boss chooses himself. Bear 122 is a common visitor of compost around Banff, and he even forced the town to put up a 9,500-volt electric fence just to keep him from raiding the landfills.
So like this bear is like basically like zero fucks. I do whatever I want in the nature, and wherever I go, I do whatever I want. He's literally like the main like antagonist or protagonist, wherever you want to place them in an anime right now. This is the boss's life. That is him. He's doing whatever the heck he wants to do.
There's also that time
and I'm here
breaking
for
into
it.
backyards just to eat from fruit trees. So of course the only option was to cut down the trees. The thing is, Boss was never known to be aggressive to people. To be fair, that's also true for most bears that are alive. But my
shout out to Boss, man. Shout out to Boss.
theory is, he knows damn well we can't do a thing about it. Boss is a whole anime protagonist with predatory hardware.
Hey,
So
yo! I just said that. I love you, Casual Geographic. Great minds think alike.
you shouldn't be surprised that he has his own villain. One day, wildlife
Oh,
photographer
no.
John E. Marriott seemingly saw Boss at his worst. He could barely move, he had chunks taken out of his face, and for the first time, he had gotten got. And the most likely culprit, yeah, that would be this guy, Split Lip. Split Lip.
What? Okay, who makes the nicknames up here in Banff? Hello? Who's nicknaming all these bears?
Or Bear 136 was another mountain of a bear in Banff, and Boss's #1 op. They even have the same Ursicidal tendencies.
Oh my gosh.
In 2015, his tracking collar stopped working, and researchers looking for it were met with Split Lip's discarded collar and a mostly eaten grizzly corpse that wasn't Split Lip. They've been running fades for years, and with both being at least over 20, this beef's likely been marinating over a decade. And with Boss estimated at 28, he proves one thing: beware the old man.
How long does a bear live for? Estimated at 28. Chat? How long does a bear live for? How long does a bear live for? Up to 35 years. What the heck? Okay.
In a profession
He's still
where men die
living.
young.
Okay.
In fact, even his name is dangerous. Just not in the way you think. You see, when you name an animal, you're basically personalizing them. It's one thing to do it to a dog. It's a different game for a 700-pound wild Rottweiler. It turns animals into celebrities. And if you think someone's not logic deficient enough to risk it all for a boss selfie, yeah, Bison is more than a goodbye. It's enough for experts to caution against saying his name out of fear that he might literally gain too much clout for his own good. Think about it. This bear's aura is too strong to have a name. But there's more than one kind of aura, even in the animal world.
Aura!
That new kidding class that everyone just rocks with.
He just has a gang of animals around him. The best part is all these animals care. All these animals like hanging out, I guess. We got like some tortoises and some ducks and a capybara, and they're all just vibing. They're all just living their best life.
Like the popular kids, the teachers, he can make nice with half the school by lunch. That's that charismatic aura, and this is the picture of it. The story goes, a couple lost their dog while hiking in Kamchatka. Remind me to tell you why that's important later. And they fired up a drone to try and find him. Oh, they did.
Hey, wait. This is the story of the dog becoming a pack with the bears, right? This story. This is a really good story if this is the story I'm thinking about.
Them traveling with 3 bears. There's a lot to unpack here. Number 1, bears don't live in packs, thank the natural order for that, but that means this husky had the stones to pull up on a mother bear with cubs and didn't get sent to dog backwards. Not to mention, there are wolves in Kamchatka, meaning bears already have a predilection of canine prejudice.
And the best part is, it's a husky, and I'm not saying they look like, alike, but like, a wolf and a husky kind of similar, slightly, right? And like, so I'm surprised the bear didn't just assume like, oh, kill it. But the husky probably didn't approach in an aggressive manner either.
But speaking of Kamchatka, not only does it flex the highest density of brown bears on Earth, the constant fresh supply of salmon means they're one of the few animals alive that could maul a grizzly. So I'm not exaggerating, this dog chose the biggest land predators on the planet and adopted them. Yeah, he adopted them. You can tell they're just barely tolerating him. Whole time the husky's having the time of his life. Does this look familiar? I'll give you a hint.
The husky's out here on the freaking side quest right now.
Making waffles.
And I just know it was the mom telling the cubs ignore him and he'll go away that got him here. That's the real reason she doesn't suplex his world. Because then she'd be admitting she was wrong. There's no report the couple got their dog back, but I don't think that's not their dog no more. Especially since if I had a nickel for every time a drone caught a dog breaking bear boundaries, I'd have at least 2 more nickels than I woke up with. Oh, it's more than just dogs. In 2018, a Polish farmer lost one of his cows, and for 2 months straight, she was unaccounted for. That is until she was caught posted up with a herd.
No way! This is like the beluga pod adopting the narwhal too. Same vibes there. Bro, you think the cow just like wandered off and found these bison or whatever and we're like, you know what? They're similar enough to me. It just ended up in this herd? Like, they're just like, yeah, I'd be here now.
Wild, untamed bison. I could make the joke here, but I don't want to give guidelines a chance. So hopefully the comments do it for me.
There's no way. Oh, I get the joke. I see. I caught on. I see. Oh, look. Speaking of it.
Drone captured a pod of beluga whales that had adopted a single lone narwhal. Just for reference, narwhals are painfully shy, people-fearing, eternally introverted anxiety whales that could genuinely get past tense by a panic attack.
But like, Belugas are also pretty, not as bad as narwhals, but belugas are also kind of like an anxiety-induced whale. It's like the prey species, right? If you're a prey species, I feel like you're more hesitant and shy.
But as of 2022, he's been running with the same beluga squad every year.
2022.
This is Aura. Also, fun fact, Narluga
That's so
hybrids
cool.
are an actual thing, so
Oh, I love it here.
maybe this is the same vibe. Probably helps that despite resembling a sun-starved dolphin, belugas have the intimidation of a cinnamon roll. Next animal looks like a cinnamon roll, but could absolutely fold you.
Oh my god, look at all them! Holy!
You know, when I saw this video, my first thought, that golden retriever's there strictly for vibes. Come to realize, that's not a golden retriever, it's a furry Grim Reaper. It's a Great Pyrenees, a canine insurance policy built to run fades with wolves and bears. It's old man country strength in a canine's body. If you meet someone's Pyrenees for the first time and they're all over you, yeah, that's not affection. It's basically a vibe check and fail at your own expense, because the moment you do something they don't like to them, or God forbid someone they care about, this is Casper. He's not a ghost, but damn it if he doesn't make him.
Look at him! Those are gracious. Can you imagine how much it costs to feed them all? Well, here's a fun fact. I dog slit a Great Dane cross, and he eats a lot of food, and I spent like $300 on him, like $100 a week almost on him when I was babysitting him. So like food for thought right there. They take a lot of food, a lot of money.
The whole time the husky's having the time of his life. Does this look familiar? I'll give you a hint. I'm making waffles. And I just know it was the mom telling the cubs
I went back. I'm so sorry.
Littered. At least Cor realized that's not a golden retriever.
There
it's
you
a
go.
furry Grim Reaper. It's a Great Pyrenees, a canine insurance
I hit the space bar by accident. Oopsies.
It's old man country strength in a canine's body. If you meet someone's Pyrenees for the first time and they're all over you, yeah, that's not affection. It's basically a vibe check and fail at your own expense.
But like, they have done such great things to protect the farm. Like, this is why they're a guardian dog. I'm so excited. I love them. I love hearing stories like this.
Because the moment you do something they don't like to them, or God forbid someone they care about, this is Casper. He's not a ghost, but damn it if he doesn't make him. He's a 21-month-old, 85-pound cotton-tip goofball, at least according to owner John Werville. He lets chickens sleep on his head, he treats the sheep like family, and he's pretty outgoing for a guard dog. Until it's time to go out and be a guard dog. On November 3rd, 2022, 11 coyotes raided the farm in Georgia, and 3 managed to break into a pen. If that wasn't motivation enough, Casper also had a mate, Daisy, who was pregnant with 8 puppies. Casper knew what time it was. Casper cleared the 4-foot hog wire fence and not so gently perp walked the first 3 off the census in seconds. Casper then jumped the fence again, and this time went after the entire pack. And even with 5 other Pyrenees on the farm, Casper went at it alone. No backup. This was personal. Casper would disappear for 2 days, until reappearing with cuts, torn skin, and a severely injured tail that ended up getting amputated. I'd show the other guys, but
did you just kill the whole pack of coyotes by himself? Is this what I'm hearing? Casper OP?
Corpses aren't allowed on YouTube. The next day, people found the bodies of the decommissioned coyotes littered around railroad tracks, the carnage totaling 8 dead coyotes. If you're
what? One dog versus he killed 8 coyotes. Oh my gosh, what a tank of a dog.
Remember how many unborn pups they pressed? I don't believe 8 was an accident. Casper would spend 2 weeks at the emergency vet and another 6 at the animal clinic to treat his wounds of war.
And
but
he's still alive. He survived all of that, protected his animals. That's wild. This dog deserves all the love in the world now.
$15,000 to his medical bills, Casper would make a full recovery.
Oh my gosh.
And in 2024, he was voted the People's Choice Pup and won Farm Dog of the Year.
Nice.
Today, Casper's retired, and after single-handedly saving his entire bloodline, as he should. Next animal also retired, but only after saving his entire species. Except this is the one time the aura came from stolen valor. Aura fraud is a crime.
That's so cute. Yo, Casper deserves all the love in the world. That's crazy what they can do. I'll be honest, I learned that donkeys are good as guardian for flock. Yeah, so when I was in agricultural school, way back when I dropped out of this before I went into biotech, but I originally was in agriculture, and they said there's 3 good guard animals. Your dogs, your donkeys, and like an alpaca / llama. But then they said that if you have an alpaca, they're good for sheep, guarding sheep. But if you buy 2 alpacas, they will be friends and they'll say fuck the sheep and don't care about the sheep anymore. That's what my professor told me. Don't know how accurate that was, but that's what I got taught. There was 3 types of the best guardians, and that was one of them. Honestly, like way back when, though.
This prehistoric plus-size pebble committed it. Giant tortoises actually used to be seasoned all over, but that changed the moment folks discovered how good
I
turtle
love
meat
tortoises.
tastes.
Oh.
It was actually ridiculous. You know, they didn't get a scientific name for hundreds of years, all because the sailors traveling with them kept eating them before they made it back to London. It got to the point where the population of giant tortoises on Hispaniola Island was 3 males and 12 females away from getting discontinued permanently. They started a breeding program, but off the bat, only 2 males were able to contribute. That was until they realized that a tortoise living in the San Diego Zoo had actually been born on Hispaniola, and DNA tests confirmed that Diego was exactly what they were looking for, and so recruited him. Diego peeped the census and immediately came to his senses. He locked in. They said, "Go Diego, go." Boy, did he ever. 3 male Hood Island tortoises were brought into the breeding program, and Sir Diego proceeded to score a career high in spreading thighs. Do turtles even have? Yes.
You're telling me he's the father of everyone now?
With more rounds than Nick's cannon, the amorous anvil with legs spawned 900 children and fathered 40% of all the...
What? Bruh, this tortoise was busy.
tortoises born in the program, forever immortalizing him as a turtle who laid so much pipe he carried the species. And I do mean carry. There were 3 males, but one of them literally couldn't bump shells if their species depended on it. Either that or he was one of those watching turtles. Now, I'm not a mathemacologist, but 3 males with one pulling 40% and the other contributing vibes means Diego wasn't the MVP.
Go Diego, go. He wasn't the MVP though.
That turtle was E5, and logic says his loins were responsible for 60% of the output. But apparently Diego being a bigger, louder personality means he siphoned E5's clout, although to be fair, being named...
Damn, he took all the glory. He took all the glory. That's wild.
Named after a fucking bingo space didn't help. E5 was quiet, reserved, and rarely witnessed in the act. Meanwhile, Diego was the type to crash keratin and let the whole island hear about it. This was a turtle too, man, that went on a legendary run to save their species, which now numbers 2,300 on Hispaniola. Both tortoises have retired and have since been returned to their native island almost 80 years after they were first recruited. Moral of the story, there's a lot in a name. Call a bear a boss and he'll act like one. Name a shell jockey after the spawn of Elon, you're setting both up for failure. But failure is not even a concept to the next animal, because when you talk about aura, this guy might have won himself a lot.
I'm so happy to hear about animals successfully repopulating their population when they're like strictly low like that. Like that makes me so happy that things can be done to do that. And I love hearing that. You heard donkeys are good because they have PTSD from yeah, and they also like bonding to smaller animals and they have really good hearing. Like I don't know if you knew that, but donkeys have stellar hearing as well.
Life supply. This is Jacob the Ion. Ion cuz he just refuses to take the L. And earlier this...
Okay, before we dive into this line, I feel like a lot of lions just have good aura. No? Does anyone else get this vibe? Like, I feel like a lion just gives off aura.
This year, he and his brother broke a record in the most unexpected way possible. But to really appreciate how insane this is, you need to know just how they got here. Jacob belongs to a super rare population of tree-climbing lions in Queen Elizabeth National Park. What was really rare was his plot armor. In 2019, 5-year-old Jacob stepped on a wheel trap, a brutal torture device meant to bring down buffalo and hippos. That'd be curtains for most lions, but Jacob managed to escape, although not without sacrificing a leg. And although he was kept alive by pridemates bringing him food and rangers eventually treating his wound with antibiotics, the chances a 3-legged lion can last more than a year are low, and they were about to get a lot worse. In March 2020, 6 of Jacob's family members were poisoned by poachers, and
Stop! I fucking hate poachers, man. Why? Why? Please tell me why.
Parts sold on the black market. Being a tripod predator is already life on impossible mode. Doing that without a pride behind you is a for sure death sentence. Death seemed even more certain because 6 weeks after that, Jacob was gored by a buffalo, gifting him a gruesome puncture hole in his chest. Somehow Jacob's...
Oh my god, he cannot catch a break.
Survived everything, but the jihad of life didn't end there. Even with brother Tibu by his side, there's one big risk with being a lion without a pride, and one night, it happened. Jacob and Tibu lost a fight with a rival group of males, and as lion culture states, all losers must be banished from the territory. Problem was, the only way out involved crossing the Kazinga Channel, a channel believed to hold the world's largest population.
Nah. This lion crossed the channel all by himself? With 3 legs and injured? Is this what I'm hearing? Is this about to happen with all these hippos? Oh my
of
gosh.
hippos and crocodiles, both a massive threat to an Afro Kitty's way of life. Jacob had already beat the odds like a Cherokee drum, but this time had to be too much. They did it. Jacob and Tibu swam nearly a mile across croc and hippo seasoned waters at night. It was the longest distance a lion has ever been recorded swimming, and in Kazinga, most don't make it past 100 meters. The brothers lasted a length of 14 football fields, and the craziest part, it didn't take one try. It took 3 attempts, and one of them ended with a mysterious creature stalking them and forcing the pair back to shore. Do you know the nerve it takes to swim through a steroid lizard luncheon and a hippo pool party in the dark for 45 minutes straight, while having no way of knowing if something's following you? What even motivates 2 lions to risk their entire lives swimming through a literal, yeah, that'd do it. You see, lions often mark their territory with roaring, and after
I've never heard the story of him, of Jacob the lion, and I am mind blown. Wow, he deserves a long, healthy. Well, I guess he's not going to live a healthy life because he's already gone, one leg down. He deserves a long life, though, down into retirement. Hope King is still doing well.
Losing that crucial fight, the pair heard the sounds of lionesses and the promise of promiscuity on the other side of hell. So yeah, lioness? Nah, them boys did it for the lion yash. Let's pray this lion gets laid, cause that DNA going to waste would be the real tragedy. Second time this video, animals went on a 2-man to save the lineage, but the next animals are the ratio of destruction hell-bent on destroying everyone else's. But if you know anything about honey badgers, you know this Oreo otter puts the aura in horrifying.
I love them. I love honey badgers. Oh my gosh.
The same dust weasel that sleeps off snake venom and goes 3v1 on hyenas and still solos. And there wasn't a honey menace with more aura than Stoffel. Let me tell you something about Stoffel. Stoffel is disrespect in the form of a black Air Force bowl cut weasel. He's the mascot of habitual line stepping, and like IBS, you can't stop him, you can only pray to contain him.
Imagine waking up at your house one day and you just have like a honey badger in your kitchen. You'd be like, what the heck, man? I also haven't watched that video either. I've been saving it. I don't know why I've been saving it. But like the 5 or the 10 animals that give off Black Force energy. Like the shoe, you know what I mean? I have not watched that video from him yet. Like, I've been saving it for the right moment. So if this is the right moment, let me know. But I've been saving that video. I have not watched it.
He was actually found by caretaker Brian Jones, credits to the weasel distribution system, but Stoffel is like a 4-legged tornado in his home, nuking the place and daring him to do something about it. Eventually, he brought Stoffel to the Mahala Animal Rehabilitation Center, and if you think being around other animals calmed this Tasmanian...
Why would you just let him chill in your house, man? I feel like he would destroy it.
Devil, you don't know Stoffel. There wasn't a single animal this furry thumbtack wouldn't beef with, from messing with a rhino 100 times his size, to running a fade with a serval next door, to even folding an adult tawny eagle. No foul. He'd also harass kitchen staff and help himself to the fridge. Who was gonna stop him?
Oh my gosh.
It turned out Stoffel wasn't fit to be released to the wild, so this felon ferret was here to stay. At one point, he dug through an electric fence and started bullying the lions.
Bro. Okay, Stoffel's a king. I'm sorry, I had to say it. Stoffel is an absolute king, a legend, whatever you want to call it. Shout out to Stoffel.
Specifically chasing the male around and trying to bite his
him.
Lion bits. The lion actually grabbed Stoffel, but fun fact, honey badgers are built like a comeback, and loose skin around the neck meant he could turn around and bite the lion right back. He must have been feeling himself, because Stoffel ended up going back to the lions a second time and nearly got mauled to death, spending over 2 months in the animal hospital. And the first thing this monochrome crash out did, fresh out, was try to get it back in blood. And at this point, Ryan knew he had to lock up his war weasel for his own good. And that's when things really got disrespectful. In his new enclosure, Stoffel climbed a tree by a wall and got out. Should have seen that coming, but then they removed all the trees by the wall. The convict spent all night bending and twisting a branch until it broke, carried it to a wall, leaned it against, and escaped again. So now all the trees were...
What? Wow. Stoffel said, fuck this, I'ma do it myself, man.
Out. Low diff for the Stoff. This time he dug up all the rocks in the enclosure, stacked them high enough, and emancipated himself again. So there went the rocks, but like a fool, they left him with mud. A few mud piles later, and Harry Houdini humbled them again. One time someone made the mistake of leaving a rake in there. Guess what he did. At one point, they thought they were bringing in a love interest named Hammy, but all they really did was literally gift him a partner in crime. Like Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Imagine they're like, oh, like we could have like, I don't know, honey badger babies. Like here's your partner, and he's like, oh yes, another criminal to break out with.
Now there was two of him. There was one night Stoffel broke into his caretaker's home via rocks through the window and even tried the door. No one got hurt, but sometimes it's about sending a message. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
I need a movie made about Stoffel ASAP. Like a cartoon movie that is just like Stoffel's life.
That every second he was behind a wall was a choice, cause there's a twist. It was all a game. The weasel menace had been hand raised by humans his entire life and had imprinted on them. He wasn't going anywhere. Fun fact, honeybackers are like the mama's boys of mustelids, with pups staying with their mothers for up to 2 years. As far as Stoffel was concerned, Brian was mama. So yeah, Casper was fueled by family, and Jacob's motivation was cocooning some tatas. This dusty sand weasel was memeing the entire time, and I checked, he's still alive. He's currently 27 and has lost most of his teeth, but he still has Hammy to chew his meals for him. Stoffel even has a son named Stompy, guaranteeing that the family business is alive at least another generation. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this.
Yeah, I really loved it too, that he gives us updates on the animals, especially when they're animals like in captivity. So like we know like the tracking and whatnot, and I love how he gives us updates on how the animal is doing. He does it in like all his video when possible, and I absolutely love it.
Video. Make sure you drink water, hug your mother. If you ever wanted to meet Stoffel, you should probably get on that. And
I can meet him? All right, chat. I'm ending stream. I'll be back whenever I meet Stoffel. Have fun. Adios.
I'll see y'all in the next one.
See you. Yeah. Yippee! Thanks for watching. Oh my gosh. And at YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you ever want to hang out with me live, I react on stream sometimes as well as games. So go check out my stream link down below. Same as my YouTube name, very easy to find. But you can come hang out with us live and react to the chat and hang out with me. Anyways, remember to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys all on the flip side. Goodbye, goodbye.